If all you smell is alcohol in your bourbon, this simple trick will help you pull out aromas like a pro, but we're gonna have to head to the kitchen. All right, so I have a bottle here of Buffalo Trace, a real popular bourbon, and the aromas and tasting notes that I get out of this are primarily three things. I get vanilla, I get cinnamon, and I get some honey. So let's see if we can recreate that, because when you nose the glass, if you're just smelling alcohol, sometimes it's hard to pull that stuff out. So this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna go to the kitchen and you're gonna get some simple ingredients. You're gonna get vanilla extract or vanilla beans. Vanilla beans are expensive, but either one would be fine. Some cinnamon, some honey, and some molasses. So let's start off with the vanilla bean. Give that a smell just to get yourself familiar with it. And I have a piece here. It's expensive. That little bottle was 16 bucks. So just take a little bit. You don't need a lot. And just cut off a bit, this little cutting board that I have here, and cut it up a little bit. And maybe get the back of a spoon here and just kind of smash it just to release, those aromas and those oils. And then take that vanilla bean that you've chopped up and put it into a small bowl. Okay, so that's step number one. Let's set that aside. Number two, let's get some cinnamon. Again, you don't have to go crazy here. Just a couple of sprinkles should be fine. Okay. Honey. A little bit of honey. All right, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the vanilla extract. You don't really need a lot here because I don't want the alcohol in the vanilla extract to sort of get distracting, but just enough just to kind of turn this into a liquid. Whoops. Without spilling it all over the place. And just combine those ingredients in the bowl and give it a smell. All right, and then what we're going to do, I've already done this previously, is we're going to transfer these ingredients to a Glencairn glass. You don't have to, you could just leave it in the bowl, but I think it's kind of good to sort of simulate the same conditions that you have in your bourbon. All right, so give that a sniff. Just get this out of the way here. So now give that a sniff. And I definitely can smell the vanilla and the honey. So now let's get our bottle of Buffalo Trace back in here and see, now that I can pull out, maybe you need a drop more cinnamon. I'm not really getting the cinnamon, so let's add just a little bit more in there. Okay. Nice, smells really good. Now let's pull up the bourbon. Now it's interesting. So I definitely can get, especially the vanilla and that sweet honey, but there's something else in here that's a little bit hard, at least for me, to figure out how to recreate. And it's interesting, now that I'm doing this, that other factor is the oak, and it's interesting because when you smell the glass with just the honey in it, obviously it doesn't have the oak, you're just getting those sweet aromas. And it helps you kind of pull out that there's actually something different here. So I've got some wood flooring that I've tried to shave. I haven't really come up with a really good way of simulating the oak. So the closest that I've gotten so far is to put in a little bit of molasses, and it's not really oak, but it's got sort of that, oops, wrong glass. Put it into your glass here. It's got a little bit more of that sort of like burnt smell. And again, if someone has a suggestion for maybe get something that would be a closer approximation of the oak, let me know. But I do think almost by the fact that it's not in the glass helps you pull it out from the actual bourbon. Yeah, so that gives it that little bit more of that like deeper, richer kind of aroma. I'll tell you something, that's pretty darn close. So try that. I've got a few of these coming up. Some other bourbons, like some of my the Russell's Reserves, have more of that like stone fruit. So we'll try this again. But try this and let me know if it's helping you, because I think if you can start to pull out the aromas here, and also maybe pulling them out individually, it helps you to train your nose, to train your brain, your olfactory system, to help to recognize what's going on here in the glass. So I hope that helps. Let me know. Please comment below. And as always, please like Bourbon Barry. I'm always looking for suggestions, and cheers.